Well, good morning, Broncos country. Little tip of the cup to you. Welcome to the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Man, it's been a busy morning. If you guys have been tuning in to like I said, the Rocky Mountain Sports Network, checked out the 5280 guys a little bit earlier. Had Nick Ferguson, former Denver Bronco. Man, now we're jumping over to Time to Ride. We're getting back to back, getting all geared up for this Sunday night football game. It's going to be a fantastic one. I guarantee it. It's going to be a great game. Great game. Man, we've got. And to top it all off, guys, before I forget, don't forget to jump over and check out the halftime show. We'll be trying to do a little tune in there, our first there. No post of a game show because, man, it's going to get over a little bit late, and our East Coast guys are gonna have a hard time tuning in. So we'll catch you up on Tuesday, Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Check out the Denver Bronco Roundup. You'll see me again. So I guess talking about checking in and being at the stadium, look who's here really super early. Albert's been in and out. We're going to try to see if we can get him. Might have him frozen already. Denver Broncos Stadium is not kind to the cell phone service. We'll jump out from... Hey, he's in
I
here
am
for a
here.
second.
It's good to be here.
All right, welcome, Albert. Man, at the stadium, bright and early, getting the early tailgating
Unfortunately, I
going
have a
on.
hard time still hearing you, but I will try.
All right, hard time hearing me. He's getting ready. He's getting geared up for some tailgating. We got some tailgating we'll get going on as well. Secondly, we need to add our next co-host in. Bring in Mr. Matt Staffiero to the house. How we doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Just glad to be here, ready for Broncos football. Sad that I gotta wait till tonight to get it, but hey, it's coming, right?
Hey, and you don't have to worry. I know it's always Denver Broncos, always, but every once in a while there's a game that you want to be watching at the same time. Don't have to worry about flipping back and forth, man. We're gonna be all good, man. It's Broncos only tonight as we get Sunday night football. Another primetime game for the Broncos, man. Gotta love those primetime games. Getting our full fill, I guess is the best way to put it. You know,
Yeah,
and getting it done and getting it early, man.
yeah, it's kind of like Sunday night. We're not used to Sunday night football, Monday night football, even Thursday night football. So you're waiting all day. It's kind of like Christmas morning all day. You're just like, I got to get those presents, man. It's like being a kid all over again. I swear to you.
It's
We've
exciting.
been so deprived of the prime time for so long. It's an unreal feeling to us because we've been in the back burner of national media for so long.
Absolutely, man. It's been especially it's been waning, and then this last year, man, we didn't have. I don't think we got flexed one. We got flexed a primetime Thursday game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, flex means second option. Last option that doesn't feel good.
Yeah, certainly, and it had nothing to do with the Broncos necessarily. I believe it was the other team that it was all about. Geez, Albert's going to get out and give us a show here in a little bit, man. I'm going to move to a little bit different show. We're going to move over to our main guest for today, our big spotlight, our big highlight. If you've been checking out anything that's been happening on this morning on Rocky Mountain Sports Network, we've been kind of talking about it. So got to welcome in. This is going to be like a reunion looking show here for a second.
Oh yeah, I didn't
It's
think
gonna
about that.
it's gonna look like a 4th and 99 to go, but we're bringing in Dave Slade, Willow Seasonings and Blends. Dave, welcome to the show, buddy.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. How about you?
I'm doing great. I didn't realize Matt was going to be on here, so pleasant surprise.
Yeah, we had to
Right?
give you we had to give you a surprise. I made a special appearance just for Mr. Slade today.
Well, and I definitely appreciate that, Matt. So, and I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to spotlight or put Willow Seasonings out there on your network. So, just a little bit about Willow Seasonings. We're a Colorado-based company. We're a small batch manufacturer of seasonings and sauces. We got currently 5 seasonings, 2 sauces in our lineup. This one right here is our Sweet Heat. This is our flagship product right here. This one won the American Royal Best Rub on the Planet for 2022 in the hot category.
Woo! Dang!
City getting an award at the American Royal World Series of Barbecue competition. So we're excited about that. We got a whole lineup of stuff. We got fajita seasonings. We got a Memphis style. We got sweet smoke. We got a salt, pepper, and garlic. And then we have a Kansas City style sauce and a mustard style sauce. So,
hey, how do I get all these wonderful seasonings and blends, Dave?
Hey, everybody can head over to willowseasonings.com. Check us out over there. If you use the code RMSN2022, you will get a discount on your purchase. So use that code and get some good seasonings. Like I said, we're an up-and-coming company. Hopefully in the next year or two, we're going to be pretty big and mainstream and maybe into some of the bigger grocery stores and retail outlets. So that's our plan. So that's how we're trying to grow this. That's why I stepped away from Rocky Mountain Sports Network, was to concentrate on this. And it's been good. I miss you guys, though. I miss doing the show with you and Matt. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we miss you too, buddy.
I didn't miss it during, when it was the off season. Nothing was happening. But as soon as training camp rolled around, I started getting the itch, and I'm like, man, I want to.
Couple quick things. Dave, I'll be expecting a box of the variety to be hand delivered at some point in the next 2 weeks, since we're about less than 10 miles from each other. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you see this, but I got a better number 3 on today. Okay.
Took it out of the dryer and put it back together.
Yeah, I glued the numbers back on. I got the duct tape on the back, and I just wrote Wilson on it. I'm excited, man.
So, Dave, man, tell us a little bit about what we got going on today, man. Why are y'all here? Oh, we lost your mic.
Oh, little technical difficulties.
Few technical difficulties. Hey, Dave, I don't know if you can hear us. Whoa, Dave.
He muted himself.
All right, we're going to let Dave kind of get a little scrolled along here, get maybe ready to go. Just having a hard time hearing Dave all of a sudden, man. So technical
If it is me,
difficulty.
I cannot hear you guys, so I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good, man. Hopefully hopefully we get Dave back. That's what we're really looking for. Dave's got some fun stuff for us to get going. Still having some Dave issues, man.
David's in preseason mode.
Kenny jumping in from the K&K show. Appreciate you, Kenny. Bringing a little comedy to our show since we're having the technical difficulties, and Dave is in preseason mode. Yeah, maybe he needs a special assistant to helping with some of these decisions during the show.
Advisor. Dave, I'm on my way. I'll be back. See you in 25 minutes.
All right, buddy. Sounds good, man. I appreciate you.
I can hear you again too.
All right. Well, we can hear. We got Albert. Man, this is in and out all over the place. Still can't hear Dave. We might have to reload Dave somehow, man. Dave, if you can hear us, we might have to reload you or something.
He just mouthed. He's gonna come back
All
in.
right, he's gonna give that a shot, man.
I'm assuming StreamYard's been a little finicky with the settings and the mic. So I wonder if his mic switched on him.
Yeah, might be. Like Kenny said, maybe we're in Hackett mode right here. Albert, thanks for giving us all the beautiful views, man, in the background. And of course, Kenny coming in with all his laughs, man.
Yeah, he's just happy his Giants are 2-0 for the first time in like 100 years, but it's all right.
Hey, absolutely. Well, as we'll jump back in with Dave. We'll get you guys all caught up. We got some good stuff planned there. All right, well, now I'm getting all excited. We'll jump in. Hey, Dave, can we hear us? Can we see us?
I can hear you. Can you
Oh, perfect, Dave.
You fixed it.
You're back, buddy. You are back. Let's get you all set up and going. We're going to get you over to screen number 1, hopefully, here.
All right, sorry, guys. So like I said, we're going to make some Philly cheesesteaks. And, yeah, I am in preseason mode, so thanks, Kenny. Miss you guys over at K&K Sports as well. So, like I said, for your Philly cheesesteaks, you're going to need to start out with some meat, some beef. I use ribeye. I like ribeye. I like the marbling in it. I think it's a very tender one. We have onion. We have bell pepper.
So in the meantime,
we have our provolone cheese that we're going to use. Then, of course, you got your hoagie rolls and stuff like that. Really quick, and I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch me the whole time, but to slice up your meat, first thing I do is I trim all the fat around the edge and then find the grain of the meat. You want to cut opposite of the grain of the meat. And the reason why is that makes your meat tender, because the grain is just long muscle fibers in the meat. And if you shorten them, then that's going to make that meat easier to chew. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my meat cut up, get my veggies prepped and everything else. And then we're going to come back later and we're going to throw these onto the Blackstone outdoor griddle. So come back. We'll see you in a little bit and talk a little bit cooking and some Denver Bronco football.
Sounds good, buddy. Right before you get off here, while you're on the screen, I'm just going to give a read down of everything we have here. So we have ribeye steak, thinly sliced. Get yourself about a pound to a pound and a half. We've got that onion. We want to dice it up. We want to get a green bell pepper. Dice that up as well. Get yourself some provolone cheese. To make sure you have a nice stable table for when you're cutting so it doesn't wiggle too much.
Right.
This is the most important part. You got to reach out to Willow Seasonings and Blend. Get that high elevation SPG. It's what's going to set your Philly cheesesteaks over the top. Of course, your Worcestershire sauce, some hoagie rolls, and just a little bit of butter there.
And not sure if you can see that, but that's how I like to do them, like that. Maybe a little bit thinner. Another trick that I forgot to mention, before you start to cut these, freeze your steaks for about 30 to 40 minutes, because that's going to just make it easier to cut as you're trying to slice them really thinly. So,
nice.
A little tip right there. Go ahead and cut them up. So, hey, I'll be back. See you guys in a little bit, and we'll have these things on the Blackstone, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, just make sure you got mine in aluminum foil. I'll be there right after the show.
Okay.
Make an extra for Matt. All right.
I'll run one down to the stadium for Albert, too.
Dang, man. Willow Seasonings delivery service, too. Dang.
Keith, I can't deliver all the way to Montana, though.
Well, it probably wouldn't be in the best of shape once you got here, buddy. I appreciate it, though. Thank you very much. We'll check into you with you in just a bit, man.
All right. Sounds great, guys. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. All right, man. Well, we got the team here. Albert, how we doing, man? Getting the stadium tour in?
oh yes, and like I said, the gates open up at 1:00, and you can see people are already lining up. Right in front of me, I have a couple that just opened the tailgate and have started barbecuing. Check it out.
My goodness, man. We got cooking going all over the place. They're going to miss out on Willow Seasonings and Blends, fantastic Philly cheesesteaks, but they got the barbecue going on down there. They got the tailgate started. That's awesome, man.
And the missus should be somewhere behind me, in my car, if you can see it.
Oh, the Bronco Mobile.
Yeah, got it. I need to get you up. We're going to start doing some Fan Friday stuff, man. I think Dave's going to be our first Fan Friday guy. So, wow, yeah, it looks like a fun time down there already, man. It's so bright and early, man, for a Sunday night football game, man. Tailgating's going to be out of sight down there. I hope you enjoy yourself.
Oh, and we enjoyed. We went to Elvis' place last night, and those steaks are formidable. So
wonderful. Well, hey, man, I'll probably jump out. Me and Matt will talk a little bit of the game. Maybe we'll jump back in if you want to stay in the stream, if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, buddy. We'll check in later. Man, check-ins all around, buddy. Lots of stuff going on, man. Like I said, Rocky Mountain Sports Network's got it going on, man. We've got Nick Ferguson on the 5280 earlier today. We've got Willow Seasonings and Blend on location doing some cooking. We got Albert Knoppers down at the stadium giving us the tailgating, I guess, the rundown, everything that's happening already down there, man. It's an exciting morning, man, and it's exciting for the Broncos. We start heading in to Week 3, Sunday Night Football. Like we said, we need to get into this. I want to start it off this way, man, because there has been, man, I think I'll just call it out right now. Maybe some hypocrisy among the Denver Broncos media, in my opinion. We hear week after week 1, we hear after week 2, we hear all during the games, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He needs some help. He's doing this wrong. He's not ready for head coaching. Get him some help. Try to figure out a different way of doing things. So what do we do? What does he do? He goes out and he gets help, and the Denver Broncos media seems like they jump all over him about it. All over him. I mean, it's pretty negative about, him having to go out and get a special assistant. So I just want to, from a perspective of a former player, I want to call out what Carl Mecklenburg put out regarding this. Carl Mecklenburg has his sports mentality. And he said, and this is what he said, he just references into what Coach Hackett did in reaching out to Jerry Rosberg, right? Sports mentality is prepare constantly, perform decisively, evaluate honestly, and adjust accordingly. That's the sports mentality. And for him, and I agree, man, Coach Hackett did all the right things, man. He's getting thrown underneath the bus a little bit, and I'll even call out my own co-host here, Matt, saying I don't think this guy's quite ready for it, man. So what's your thoughts on all this, Matt? Man, is Hackett ready? Is this the right call, bringing in a special assistant? I'll give you the floor, man.
I definitely think it is the right move to make. I mean, if we look at, and I hate to compare this to Vic Fangio at all, but I'm going to. Right now what we're seeing is we've seen 2 first-time head coaches with some significant, the greenery. I mean, they're green, extremely green. What I like to point out, what was a positive about Vic's team is you've seen a disciplined team. You see, especially defensively, we didn't see these penalties. I mean, you had Garrett Bowles doing his ridiculous hold call here and there, but we didn't see that. What we've seen is the clock management. We've seen all of that, the terrible offense, the lack of accountability for coordinators and position coaches. He was in over his head. And what we've seen, and I think I don't know if this was a Hackett move or if this was a management move after seeing how badly it worked last year with kind of a coach who just didn't catch on. I think I think this is a management move saying, hey, we believe in you, but we see you're in over your head. We see there's some communication issues between you and your peers. They're all your buddies. Let's be real. They are. We need someone in here that's going to help you take those blinders off. Outwin was with you over there. Evero has been friends for 20 years. I think that they needed to bring someone in that could take those blinders off, help with the communication piece, and then hold them accountable for like, hey, what the hell are we doing? Why are we not calling timeouts? Why are we calling timeouts? 63-year field goal in Seattle. What are you doing? Like that can't be option 1. You got Russell Wilson. I think that's the other part. Vic didn't have Russell Wilson. Vic had Drew Lock. Vic had Teddy Bridgewater. Vic had, the garbage pail kids. Let's be real. Okay. He's got Russell Wilson. This is your leash is, you think, I got an elite quarterback, I'm going to have the longest leash. I don't believe that's true. I mean, there's a difference in losing games and the difference between disorganization, dysfunction, and undisciplined. And that's what we're seeing. And I think that's why Rosberg's here.
Rosberg, 40 years experience, 20 years in the NFL, 3-4 years of retired? Honestly, pretty good poll. Here's a guy that had an opportunity to maybe get a head coaching interview for the Chicago Bears back in 2012, declined it because he wanted to focus on the Super Bowl run that the Ravens were on, in which they ended up winning that Super Bowl in 2012. Retires, and one of the few guys that actually, from an assistant coach, gets a press conference for retirement. So this guy is well respected in this league. I'm really, from what I understand, he's going to be up in the booth, going to be in the headset of Vic. Oh my gosh! You got me started on that.
Don't curse us now. I didn't say it was as bad as Vic. I said it was similar.
You brought up the name, man. You implanted it in my head. It's going to be in the ear of Hackett, you know what I mean, and helping him through these decisions. I think, honestly, that for me, the biggest thing that I see is he needs to be a little bit more one play ahead, right? He's too much into the play that's happening on the field and waiting for that outcome to happen to consider any possibilities for the next play. And I think that's the biggest mistake. So just having someone in your ear saying, all right, man, so what's the next play going to be? Get some ideas, get some options going in your head. Run and pass. Just, it is what it is. Once you call that play in, there's not a whole lot of reason to look at it. Watch the 22 film when you need to watch the 22 film. Once the play is in, just let it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, like you just said, you do see it having a significant impact on like the offensive production. Like, I hate to say it, it's almost kind of like an excitement thing, because between the tens, it's flowing all right. I mean, it's a little repetitive. It is coming in a little late. We want to see that picked up. I think it's almost like trying to manage all aspects of the game kind of gets him jumbled, and then he's locked in on one thing, and then he's shifting to another thing, and the next thing you know, where's the play coming? What's going on? And I think and then it just leads to that dysfunction. And that's why you see receivers running back and forth, and Russ is trying to direct traffic like an air controller, over here, and then it's just like everything. I think it's getting frustrating offensively for them. And then I think part of that excitement, wanting to create your own thing, taking one play at a time. I mean, you got Javonte Williams, you got Melvin Gordon. You got Russell Wilson. Why are we doing shotgun on the 2-yard line? If you got, you're already setting yourself up for a disadvantage here. Even if you are running the ball, if it's a play action, then you're only getting 2 seconds to get the play in. You're hiking at 2. Then next thing you know, Glasgow is getting ran right into your back, and we seen what happened week 1.
Yeah.
So I think it's just cleaning it up, Because defensively, it's efficient. It's moving. Evero's got a good handle of what he's doing defensively. I mean, top 5 in almost all major metrics. You can see the difference between defense and offense. And I think the difference is Evero's only focusing on defense. Hackett's having to be a head coach and an offensive coordinator because, I mean, let's be real. I don't know if Alton has 0 play calling experience. And outside, right now, for lack of, a better term, he's kind of a glorified tight ends coach.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a guy who's having to develop in this coaching, group that we brought in. I'm excited to see what he is in a year or two. But like you said, as of right now, I'm just watching press conferences and the whole 9 yards. I don't feel like he's in that position. I told Kenny and the K&K show, I think we're stuck with this solution unless there's changes in the coaching, unless we bring in somebody else, because I just don't see it. I'll say this to Kenny, and then we'll check in with a few guys real quick. He says, for those who hated Fangio, they should be hating Hackett, in my opinion. I'll be honest, if you were hating Fangio 2 games in to his tenure, yeah, probably you should be hating Hackett 2 games into his tenure. All in all, I just think it's way too early. It's way too early, and we are jumping over like everyone's pointed out, a brand new head coach. He's gonna stumble. He's not gonna just come out of the gate Super Bowl or bust, without an issue. Give us a break a little bit,
Yeah, I definitely think that there's that little room, but I mean, I think people definitely get those gut feelings. I mean, if we look at Vic Fangio's first game against the Titans and all the like, you just had that bad taste in your mouth that this wasn't going to be something that came to fruition. This wasn't. You just kind of got that sense of panic right away. And I mean, unfortunately, in that case, it turned out to be accurate. Let's hope it's not the same with Hackett. But until he proves otherwise, I think that bad taste is going to be sitting in a lot of people's, mouths.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of reasons to be upset. Don't get me wrong, but there's also plenty of reasons to be happy, especially if you're down at the stadium. Albert, anything new going on down there?
No, it's the people are lining up, and it's getting busier and busier at the moment. The weather is really nice, so I'm really excited about it. And do you mind if I say something about Hackett and his decision to bring somebody in?
Bring it, buddy.
Okay, I think it was a very smart move. We know a guy from the history. I'm not going to call his full name because I don't want to do any advertisement. But his first name was Henry. And he says, if I do not know the answer, I can find somebody who does. And guess what Hackett did? He found somebody that can help him to find the answers. And I think it is a smart move. It shows intelligence. It shows also humility, because he knows he is not perfect and that he has a lot of growing to do. And where do you find growing? From people with experience. And I think that is a very, very smart move what he did.
Well said, man. Well said. By the way, when I went to training camp, it was brought to the training camp 2022 was brought to you by Ford. Just to let you know. So, I don't want to give anything away to what you were referencing earlier, but yeah, 2022 training camp brought to you by Ford. Great take, Albert, man. Like you said, it takes a lot of humility to stand up, to especially in front of the mic every single day. Has been really good about it and taken his lumps for the decisions he's made, for the mistakes that have been on the field, and on top of it, reach out to get the proper help, try to get yourself in the best position to be successful moving forward. Great take, Albert, man. We'll check in with you in a little bit, man. Find something fun to do and make date. Don't forget the Suntown lotion.
I won't.
All right, don't want you burnt out there, buddy. All right, buddy. Well, we should get caught up on just a few injuries, man. We're still waiting for that final report, but I'll just run through the list. When it comes to the 49ers, pretty small list. Eric Armstead is questionable. Offensive line, Daniel Brunskill, might be not saying that wrong, is out. Running back for them, they actually put up a few yards last week. Ty Davis-Price is out. Tight end Tyler Kroft is out, but on the other side of things, a big one, George Kittle is cleared to play, and offensive lineman Colton McKivitz is out as well. On our side of things, recently signed Darius Phillips out. Tyree Cleveland was last listed as questionable, but did not practice. He's out now?
Yeah, he's out.
All right. I'll go slowly through these then. This is a big one for us. Next one on my list is Draymond Jones.
I haven't heard any updates on him.
Okay, did not practice on Friday, is questionable. Jonathan Cooper did not practice on Friday, is questionable. Jerry Jeudy, questionable, but was limited in Friday's practice.
Yeah, and what I've been told is they're going to test it out pregame. If everything feels good, he's good to go.
Good. That's a huge one for us. Here's another huge one for us, in my opinion. Actually, we just keep going down the list. I don't know if it gets much better. Josie Jewell, limited in practice on Friday.
From what I haven't heard anything recently, but from what I heard, the goal was to at least get him out there this week and get him playing. But, I mean, okay. I have a feeling he's another game-time decision.
Whew. All right. Keep going down this list. I think I know a little bit on this one. Questionable, limited on Friday, Quinn Miners.
I've heard he's going to be available in like emergency situation, but he's likely not getting a start.
And Billy Turner, limited, questionable.
He's another one that's been dead silence on all week, so I'm assuming it's a game time decision.
Yeah, they were hoping. There was a lot of press. The media was trying to press Hackett on whether he was going to make the field. It sounded a little bit positive, but coming from Hackett, he's a pretty positive guy.
Yeah.
Full participation in Friday. Questionable still listed. KJ Hamler.
From what I heard, he was just sitting out 1 week last week as precautionary. He was trying just to get health up. I think we're going to see a lot of that kind of throughout the season as he comes back from that injury, where he's going to kind of play for a little bit, then take a little break at some points. I think he's going to be another game time decision, but I think we're going to get the okay and he's playing.
Okay, two more, man. Mike Purcell, full participation, questionable.
I'm pretty. All of these guys where it's been dead silence on, excluding Billy Turner. I'm pretty sure they're going to play. It's going to come down to game time, but I take no news is good news.
Okay.
So I have a feeling he's going to be another one that's going to be out there, unless there's any last minute setbacks. And I know the last one's the big one, right?
Last one's a big one. Hey, might as well take the mic. You can say it now. You know it.
Yeah, no. From what I've heard, Patrick Surtain is going to play. He said he's going to play. Doesn't mean that he's not. He's going to be at 100% though. So it's going to be something to watch, see how he's doing. Hopefully he can stay out on the field, and hopefully it doesn't impact his game too much. Because Phillips is out. I mean, if Patrick Surtain's having to take a snap count, or if he's gonna be missing some reps, it's going to fall a lot on rookie corner Mathis. So he did good filling in last week. If he's coming in on an extended role this week, it's going to be something to keep an eye on. 49ers have a ton of offensive weapons in their wide receiver room. It's going to be interesting to see how they play that matchup if he's forced into a role where he's got to play a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When it comes to Damari Mathis, we're probably one of my surprise step-up players last week. Always been good as far as being able to play downhill, tackle well, play up in the running game if need be. But that pass coverage at times it was a little bit iffy, especially as I watched him through training camp. Didn't get a whole lot of time, obviously, in the first 2 weeks, but I was a little bit nervous as he went in on week 2. You know, so
yeah, and then go ahead. No, go ahead. I was going to touch base on an injury you mentioned on the 49ers injury list. Eric Armstead, from what I heard, it's not looking like he's going to play. They elevated Akeem Spence yesterday from the practice squad. I'm assuming it's a game time decision, but with that elevation, if he does play, it's going to be in a limited role, and he may not even hit the field.
That would obviously be a big benefit for us. Never like to see a guy injured. I don't care if it's on another team, but at the same time, if we're just not even having to line up against this guy, it's going to be a big bonus for us. Man, we're going to start getting into this, man.
Let's do it.
Actually, before I do that, let's just do a quick check-in. It's been a few minutes. See if we can get Dave in here. Dave, is Dave in there?
I'm ready to go switched.
Dave is here.
Dave is here, man. How's it looking? You got everything all prepped, ready to go, buddy?
I'm all prepped. I got the meat prepped. And what we did is we took our meat, we put it in a bowl here, and we threw in a little bit of high elevation salt, pepper, and garlic.
Mm-hmm.
Some Worcestershire sauce. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get this on the grill. Well, there's nothing better than the sound of that sizzle, huh, boys?
Oh, boy, man.
Throw a little bit more on there. Now, this is a fairly quick cook, This isn't like a 2 hour or whatever. And then I'm going to throw my veggies on. I got my peppers. I got my onions. We're just going to go ahead and get these things going.
Man, I think I can smell it, man. Ugh.
Well, I'll tell you what, it smells good over here.
I bet.
I might have the neighborhood beating down my door pretty soon. So, tell you what, yesterday I smoked some ribs. Oh, man. I had a buddy of mine come over. Those things were delicious. I used the Memphis dry rub on them, and then I glazed them with our Sweet Thing barbecue sauce. Very, very good. And I have been told that a prominent championship food cooker may want to be using our Memphis style rub in competition. So, thanks for it, man.
Fantastic. Hey, Dave.
What's that?
You were saying, man, you were talking about maybe doing a little giveaway. We're going to probably talk about that here in a second. What are you going to be giving away to one of our lucky viewers?
All right, so we got the trivia question out there.
Yep, we'll get that going here in just a second.
Yep. So whoever answers the question correctly will be entered into a random drawing, and the winner will get their choice of one of our product line, either one of our seasonings or one of our sauces. We'll cover the shipping as long as it's in the lower 48 states. If it's international or Hawaii or somewhere like that, we're going to ask that the other person pay for the cost of shipping. The reason I'm doing that is I had another contest where a guy won a bottle of our barbecue sauce. The guy was in Australia. I didn't make the disclaimer that I wouldn't cover the shipping to international. It cost me $60 to ship one bottle of barbecue sauce to Australia.
Ooh, dang.
So, international users, we love you guys, but man, we would definitely be losing if we were covering shipping costs like that. So, yeah, Keith's going to put up the trivia question, answer it. It's a good one. I liked it. It made me think when I saw it at first. Keith. I really liked it. Also,
All
I
right
want to
on.
remind everyone, go to willowseasonings.com. Use code RMSN2022. You'll get a 10% discount on your purchase. So,
Ooh,
all right.
nice. So Dave's gonna
I'll
keep
tell you what,
cooking. We
gentlemen.
got RMSN 2022 2022 as a nice little promo code. Head on over to Willow Seasonings and blends.com and obviously get that coming. Pay your $60 shipping if you're in Australia, because it's well worth it. I guarantee it. Kenny's tuning in. Just let you know, Kenny from the K&K show say it looks delicious. Thank God no Philly cheese whiz. Laugh out loud. So
I
we're
will not use Cheese Whiz. I will be using provolone cheese on these. No Cheese Whiz. So, even
yep.
though I heard the real Philly cheesesteaks use Cheese Whiz, I'm not about that. So,
Very good. So I'll go ahead and I'll read this question while we let you do just a little bit of cooking there for a moment. So this is our question. It is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Once we get back here, we'll get that going. And it says, here's the question, everybody. So after missing out on signing free agent Tim Brown from the rival Raiders in 1994, the Broncos pivoted and they signed this free agent wide receiver away from the rival Chargers. Again, we'll have a scrolling across the bottom. Get your answer in. All right answers. I don't even care if you have to look it up. Will be entered into the drawing. Actually, Dave, we're going to be changing it up a little bit because we're doing a halftime show. So we'll be announcing the winner during the halftime show. We'll tag you as well, so don't worry about that. Dave, keep cooking. It's looking fantastic. We'll check in here in a little bit.
all right, sounds great. Go Broncos.
All right.
Oh, wow. Look, I got the close up now.
Yeah, man. Everybody. Just a big match show, man. So.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know if anyone tuned into that. I get to lock flogging and Fangio bashing, and who knows where it would go. It might just
Could be bad, man. Could be bad. All right, man. So let's dive into this game, man. We're going to run out of time, man. We got it in here someplace, but I'll let you tee off first, and then maybe Albert, since he's here. What are the keys to the Denver Broncos offense getting going against the San Francisco defense in this game?
I'll hop in and I'll take the lead on this one.
Yes, please.
Going into this game, you're looking at your schedule, and you're looking at the 49ers early. We know that a good
Somehow I have difficulty hearing you again, guys. So
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, no,
I just went ahead and muted him for a second. So
okay. Okay, so you're looking at the schedule. Us as Bronco fans, us as coaches are looking at this is Trey Lance's 49ers. This is a different ballgame. This is going to be a different thing. Well, unfortunately, he's not on the injury list that we went over, but Lance has lost for the season with that ankle dislocation, season-ending surgery. So now you're preparing for a Jimmy G-led 49ers. You're having to dive into the tape of last year. You're not. This is going to be a different set for the 49ers. He's a different quarterback. We're eliminating that mobility risk, which is a benefit for this team. I mean, one thing we've seen Denver in the past, similar defensive scheme, they lose track of those quarterbacks, and then that's when they're, getting those 15-yard gains. We've struggled against quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts last year. It was really bad. Really, really bad. I don't remember if we got to talk about the Philadelphia game, but it was really bad.
Yes, really bad.
So that's gonna be shifting. So I think that's gonna be a positive thing. So I think, while that's not a key to the game, I think that's something that we're gonna see. They're gonna shift their defensive focus. Key to the game is containing Kittle. He's the tight end made of glass, if we're honest. But when he's on the field, it doesn't matter if he's 60% or 100%. He's dangerous. He's making an impact. And so defense can contain Kittle. The other part of it defensively is not going to be getting fooled by their tricks. They they use Deebo Samuel, they'll use Brandon Ayuk and different things similar to how we're using Jerry Jeudy, excuse me, and going to be using KJ Hamler. So I think you've seen this at practice. Stay home. Don't leave your assignment. I think that's going to be a big one. And then I think for a second consecutive week defensively, you're still missing your leader on that field. Someone's got to step in and be that voice in a kind of surprising turn of events. A guy that I've been questionable on for a long time. Alex Singleton stepped up last week. He was guiding guys around. Was it a perfect game? No, but he was directing traffic like a pro. So if he's got that green dot on today, trust him, follow him, let him guide that defense. He's going to be barking out those assignments. Stay where you need to stay, and let's not let them, don't let their gimmicky playbook at times get the best of us.
All right. Albert, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. How about you? What are some keys to us getting going against this 49ers team early?
Well, there are several points that they have to work on. First, of course, get the play calling in on time. So the management of the game. Second is what I think is get rid of those penalties, because those penalties cost us every time. And then the third time, if the defense plays as what they did last week and the week before, I think we have a really good shot at winning this game. Even if we miss some of the key players, last week they showed us that they can be a force to reckon with. So,
good 3 keys to the game, Albert. I like it, man.
I think I have one more that I would like to add.
Go ahead, man. Jump it in, and then I'll sound off for a second.
Trust Evero. Trust Russell Wilson. They both have positive results against the 49ers, and let's see that continue.
Nice, man. Nice. This is my thought, and I'm gonna rewind just a little bit to what Russell Wilson said as well. This is gonna key up on what Albert was saying. We're 0-6 in the red zone so far this year. 2 fumbles on the 1-yard line. Can't happen. Quick fly to Cortland Sutton. Barely out of bounds. Flip toss to Beck. Offsides penalty. Can't happen. Roll out to Eric Saubert. Barely missed getting his feet in, out of bounds there. We're like literally inches or a couple of mistakes away from putting up another 35 points on the board, or, I mean, that's given that McManus is putting it through. So given to what Albert says, making sure that you have those mistakes cleared up, it'll go miles and miles and miles within this game. My big sound off, though, man, I'm telling you, if you watch how this 49ers team with Jimmy G got rolling, they dictated this game. I can tell you, we cannot let this game get away from us. The only points that Seattle scored in that game were off a blocked field goal that went back for 7. That's the 7 points they put on the board. They were down big at halftime. They were behind the 8 ball. They only end up putting up like 34 yards rushing on the game because they were already down 20 points and should have been down more, as the 49ers went for field goals very close. They gave up. Basically, they left points on the board as well. So I'm telling you, the big key, and I don't know, I'm not going to get into the details of how it happens. I think Matt kind of pointed that out as well. Even the penalties kind of point that out. But I'm telling you, we cannot get behind in this game because the 49ers defense absolutely ate up that Seattle offense when they had to play from behind that way. So.
Yeah, and just to kind of follow up on what you were saying real quick, as we all kind of went through our keys of the game, they're all different, very variously different. And this is what has me a little concerned going into this game. We have a laundry list of things that need to be corrected. And we're talking about from a week 2 to a week 3 difference. How many of these things can actually be cleaned up in that 1 week? I'm curious to see how much is going to change. Because, we just laid down a bucket list. Albert's were extremely positive, but you and I both had 6 to 7 things that we had there. So, oh, looks like he stepped away for a second. But, I'm just curious to see how much can we clean up in 1 week with what we've seen, Albert. We've seen Hackett have some disorganization, some dysfunction, being green to the position, the lack of communication. How much of it is really going to be corrected in just 1 week?
Yeah, I think there's more that can be correct. I'm optimistic, man. I think a lot of those coaching issues can be figured out, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Those are small decisions that need to be made, and having a coach to the coach, I think, is only going to help that even more. Albert, sorry I've had you on mute. I know that we've been in and out, so sometimes you were cutting in at the right time or cutting out at the wrong time. Any other thoughts? I know that you were.
Yes. One of the things that still definitely needs to happen is a more balanced offense. And no more 60, 70, 40 passing game. It has to be pretty even to be successful here, because just throwing the ball is not going to help us.
Yeah, and like I said, that's one of the big things for me too. We can't get behind in this game because that's what you saw. Let's put it this way. Geno Smith, if I remember the stats correctly, went 24 for 30. 24 for 30, one interception, no touchdowns. 24 for 30 is usually a fairly good stat line that you want to have. At the same time, I think they had like 7 rushing attempts. They played from behind the entire game. They were only given what was in front of them. They had no big plays down the field. If we get stuck in a situation like that, we're going to be in a world of hurt. We're going to play right into what they want, right? So, man, I'm telling you, it's a big key for me. It's a big key to the game. I guess that's the best way to put it. Right. Matt, you're nodding along. What else should we hit in this game before we jump over to Dave? We got to get over there pretty soon.
Yeah, I definitely. Wide receivers is going to be a tricky room to follow today. Hopefully, just as a coach, navigate that room correctly. If Judy's getting banged up, Judy's not 100%. Let's not have him out there 100% of the time. Hamler, same thing. We've been pounding the table for the depth. We haven't got a real big depth signing there. But, we got guys like Kendall Hinton who's done wonders for us. Not wonders, but has done positive things for us in the past. If you got to lean on him, lean on him. Let's get this room healthy.
Agreed, man. Just a few other stats, just kind of we should be more competitive in this game. I'm going to run through this really quick. Where we stand through 2 weeks versus San Francisco. We're number 7 in total yards per game. We're number 8 in total passing yards per game. We're number 9 in total rushing yards per game. Where it hasn't played out, we're number 24 in total points per game. If you're fumbling, if you're settling for field goals, if you're missing field goals, those are the things that you're going to be running into. Now, some interesting stats. San Francisco, number 15 in total yards per game. Total passing yards per game, 29th in the league. And that's with one full game with Jimmy G. Total rushing yards per game is number 4, and they're 20th overall in total points. So I really, looking at what we need to do and kind of what you pointed on, Matt, as well, man, we better watch all those little options that come out of this backfield, because there's a lot of jet sweeps and hands-offs and Deebo Samuel involved and Brandon Ayuk involved, and there's a lot of things that happen. And then every now and then, like one of the big touchdowns that they had last week, they go over the top to the tight end, which is scary for us.
Tight end has been our kryptonite defensively through several defensive coordinators, and I don't know, probably most of my time as a Denver Bronco fan. But it's been an issue that we've not correct. I'm not 100% confident it's going to be corrected today, but let's try to limit it.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's going to be a big one. Looks like we got Albert moving around.
Kenny's already getting into when we get to predictions. Kenny's already going up with some of the stuff that I'm going to be hyping here in a minute.
Very good. Albert, maybe one last check-in with you. What else you got going on, man? How can we round out the show with you, buddy?
I'm really excited for this game. It's going to be an exciting game. Both defenses will play very strong. It's going to be a defensive game, and I think, let me do my prediction. I think It's going to be 24-17, 18 for the Broncos.
24-17, maybe 18 for the Broncos?
Yes.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, man, we'll be checking in with you at halftime. We've got the Time to Ride halftime show. We get Albert live from the stadium. We're going to try to get him in, hopefully, especially because since, again, little spotty, especially once you get inside that stadium. So we'll see what we got going on, Albert. If for some reason we don't get you, man, enjoy that Broncos win. All right? Thank you, sir. Have a great one.
You too.
All right. Well, we need to start talking to Dave over here. It's 10:50. He told me to jump in. Dave, how we doing, sir? Oh, I don't know if we got Dave's microphone going right now. I can't hear Dave, at least at this moment. So it looks like Dave is, oh no, Dave's going all over the place. We'll remove Dave until he gets things situated. Dave is getting ready to plate up those Philly cheesesteaks. The only thing that would have been a little bit better, man, is if we were actually playing Philly like you were talking about earlier. So, man, rounding out the show, man. Rounding out the show. Man, we should start talking about maybe some predictions. Any last thoughts and then predictions? What's your last any other things we should bring to the table for our Denver Broncos country and our Time to Ride fans?
Yeah, but real quick, I gotta give Dave some. I gotta just yank the chain here a little bit. So we got the Hackett management in the beginning, and now we got the Melvin Gordon fumbles happening at the end.
Very good, man. Just like, man.
Dave, I hope he's not giving us a forewarning. Is this the universe telling us about today's game? Let's hope not, because my prediction doesn't support that.
I'm telling you, man. I think you just wrote yourself out of a Philly cheesesteak delivery right now. I almost guarantee it, man.
Oh no. I mean, we've seen the smoke come out of Dave's ears before, and our friendship is still as strong as ever. I mean, if we remember the lock days, it'll. If we made it through then, we can make it through anything.
You think it'll blow over. All right. Well, Dave, we're going to check in right direct with Dave, man. He's getting stuff piled up and looking beautiful. Dave, how we doing?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
No,
I can hear you perfect, man.
All right. Yeah. Hey, Matt, we have had some battles, some smoke coming out of my ears, smoke coming out of your ears. So what we got is we mixed up all of our steak and veggies together. We're laying enough over here for one sandwich. Put 3 slices of provolone on there, more if you want. One thing I do recommend before you do this, taste your meat, see if you like the seasoning level. If you don't, add some more seasoning on. Throw a lid over this for a minute. We got our bun already. We just put some butter on it. We toasted it on the grill. Let this melt for a minute. While we're waiting for this to melt down, I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction if you guys don't care.
Oh, you jump in, buddy.
Would it be the Rocky Mountain Sports Network if David Slade wasn't in here to have sort of a realistic view of the Denver Broncos?
I told you he was
So,
giving us a sign, the Hackett mismanagement, the Gordon fumbles. I told you.
so yeah, if Trey Lance was playing, I would like the Broncos' chances. I really would. Jimmy Garoppolo, who is a guy I really wanted here in Denver. I like Jimmy Garoppolo. The guy is a good quarterback. He look at that, guys.
Oh, that looks fantastic. Oh, my gosh, Dave.
Oh, we're going to sprinkle. My wife says sprinkle a little bit more of the SPG on there. To give it a little extra taste. Take this. I'm going to try to do this without. Let me grab my other one.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
There we go. There we go. I think I have my wife in the background directing me what to do. But I don't think she's going to direct me in what to do. But I'll tell you what. My wife likes Jimmy Garoppolo too, and it's not because of his football skills.
Oh, no.
No, she says he's the best-looking quarterback in the NFL, and I would probably have to agree with that, But there's your sandwich right there.
Look at that. Gooey cheese.
This is going to be some good eats, gentlemen. Would it be rude of me to eat on TV?
No, jump in there, man. Grab that bite. One step I think we just missed out on. Make sure butter those hoagie rolls just a little bit. Throw it on the grill. Get a nice little toast on it. That was part of our ingredients list that we had as well. How's it taste, Dave?
Oh boy, that is money. Telling you guys, try it out. It's an easy recipe. If you want any more info, just let me know. Hit me up on Willow Seasoning. Our email address is on there. We can help you out, give you some tips and stuff. But remember, get over to Willow Seasonings, order your products. Use the code RMSN2022. Get your 10% discount on products. All right.
Real quick, Dave, I don't see the aluminum foil either. Where's mine?
It'll be in the milk container there.
All right.
Milk box. Here's my prediction, gentlemen. Like I said, if Trey Lance was playing, I would really like the Broncos' chances. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to throw, an interception maybe, but I still think I just don't know about our offense yet and our lack of being able to score inside the red zone. And this is where Hackett needs to change. You can't get inside the 5-yard line and throw the ball that many times. You got two beast running backs. I understand they fumbled on the 1-yard line. That was a fluke. That doesn't really happen 2 times in one game. Mm-hmm. So, I'm going San Francisco 26, Denver 19. I hope I'm wrong, guys. But I just don't see us there yet. We're getting there, but I just don't see us there yet.
Well, just like you like to, you like to spice up our lives with those Willow seasonings and blends. You like to, keep those spicy opinions coming as well, man. Dave, you're always good for it, man. I appreciate you keeping us level-headed and honest. You might be glad to know Kenny, our good friend over at K&K, is kind of also joining your bandwagon. He says, no disrespect, but I got the San Francisco 21, Denver 18. Until Hackett shows me he can coach, I got to go against him. So,
and that's my big thing there too. Hackett needs to prove that he can coach and he can. We've said it before, and Matt even had this concern before the Broncos hired Hackett. You have to be able to manage the game. The situation cannot become bigger than you or bigger than what you can handle. And unfortunately for Hackett, it's become that. So in only 2 games. So hopefully they can get the ship righted. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully the Broncos go out, get a victory tonight on national TV. That would be great, and it would probably help Hackett out quite a bit.
Well, Dave, I just want to give a big special thank you to you joining us today, putting on this great spread, man. I wish I was there to enjoy it. Wish I was like Matt and just down the street. For everybody out there, willowseasonings.com. Check them out online. Check them out on Facebook. They got a huge Twitter following that's going out there. Where can you just go out if you're in the Colorado area and just pick up your product, Dave?
They're on our website. We have a store location. We're in 8 different stores here in the Denver area. We're in 2 stores in Illinois, 1 store in Michigan. We're trying to grow. So anybody out there that lives outside of Colorado, if you know of a barbecue shop in your area, have them get a hold of us. We'll be more than happy to get our product into stores throughout.
And those stores will be happy because of all the customers they're bringing in because of Willow Seasonings and their fantastic product line, Dave. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Again, anybody, read the ticker at the bottom. We have a nice little trivia going on. You get yourself your own Willow Seasonings for free in the lower 48, free shipping as well. WillowSeasonings.com has really got it, has it going on. They'll spice up your life. Again, Dave, thank you so much. We'll talk again soon.
All right, thanks, guys, and I hope to be back on the show again.
Yeah, I'd love to have you, man.
All right, sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Go
Dave.
Broncos.
Go Broncos. All right, man. So we're about there, man, in the final stretch. I guess it's about prediction time.
Well, I'm gonna spice up my prediction a little bit. Willow season, throw a little spice in my life. I got to spice it up here. There was a nice stat out there about Russell Wilson being, I believe he's actually 16-4 against the 49ers today. It's going to be 17-4. This is a guy who understands what they're running out there defensively in San Francisco. He's got the inside tips. He's starting to build a little bit more chemistry with his backs, his offensive line. People are going to throw him in my face. So what about Seattle? He was there forever. Well, it's changed up a little bit. It's not the same team as when he was there. Not the same defense either. This defensive unit stayed together for the last couple seasons. Yeah, they lost Saleh to New York a few years back, but he's still seen this defense with its new systems, right? With a lot of these players. He's got familiarity with it. I think with that added chemistry he's got, especially from his offensive line, if they can get those plays in, if Hackett can clean up some of that communication issue, this offense should really thrive today with his experience. He should be able to be directing, not dictating, where his receivers are going to be. Once again, the stat line Hackett needs to throw in his head. Russell Wilson's won 3 games his entire career with 40 passing attempts or more. We've really got to find that balance today.
Yep.
You do it. There it is. The other part I want to highlight on this is Evero. Evero's seen San Francisco's offense. He's been in that division for a while. He's got experience to it. I mean, who knocked off the 49ers last year right before the Super Bowl?
That's
Evero and his defense.
Yep.
So I think this is all benefiting. I'm going to come down a little bit from my 35 to 17 on DBR. I think it is going to be a little bit closer. I think this is going to end up being a game where we see the offensive take off. I'm going to put it at a 31-21 W for the Broncos.
Nice, buddy. Nice. Thanks, man. Balancing us out a little bit after Davis, kind of bringing us down, trying to bring some reality into it, him and Kenny both. Before I give my prediction, today has been a fantastic show, man. We've brought in Albert, obviously, on location from the stadium right there at Empower Field. Dave Slade, Willow Seasonings, willowseasonings.com. Again, check out that trivia. Drop your comment in. Get your own free Willow Seasonings shipped directly to your house in the lower 48, just for Googling some information, if nothing else, if you're having a hard time coming up with that answer in your head. Also, today, because it was such a super, super, super busy day, I know I didn't get a whole lot of comments. So when it comes to a lot of people, I just want to give some shout-outs. Kevin Boxer, Replacement Sports Network, Kenny Kirkpatrick, Matt coming in, Matt you might want to say the name.
Matt Mascarenas.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That Matt right there. Michelle Knoppers, Victor Munoz. Who else we got in here? Ed Siciliano. We got Sis coming in there. So thank you so much for joining in there. I know there was one other one that I had.
Did you get Boo Littlewood coming over from across the pond?
Thank you. I didn't even mention Boo coming in. Always, Boo came in on a post-game show at 1 a.m. for us one time. So, Boo, I apologize. The shipping is a little bit much for Willow Seasonings, but hopefully you think it's worth it. I think it is. So, Boo Littlewood coming in there as well. So, coming in again. Hi, all tuning in from Leeds, over in across the pond, I guess is the best way to put it. So again, thank you, Alex Romero, jumping in as well. Thank you, everybody coming in. It's going to be a tight game. I already put some predictions out there. I'm going to waver just a tiny, tiny bit from my prediction because, quite honestly, I think I had a score that didn't make much sense. It would just be very difficult to hit, let's put it that way. I think the Broncos come out in a win. I think it's still going to be tough. I do think we see some of those mistakes cleared up, but let's face it, this 49ers defense is somewhat elite. So we're going to have a struggle, even cleaning out the mistakes. Deviating a little bit previous from where I was at before, I'm going to come out with a 20-17 win in this game. Before I was at 20-18. Just makes a little bit more sense. I think it's a number that will end up being hit. But, man, I tell you, it's going to be a fun game. Sunday Night Football, Denver Broncos, primetime. I appreciate everyone that jumped in Time to Ride. I appreciate Matt, Albert, Dave Slade over at the Willow Seasonings. Don't forget, we will have a halftime show tonight, so join us for that as well. No post-game is going to be pretty late, so just check out the Denver Bronco Roundup over on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Check out everything that's happening on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network because this is just one show of many great shows and many great things happening over there. Man, it's going to be fantastic, man. It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait for it tonight. Any final thoughts before we jump off here, buddy?
No, I'm just, like I said, I'm like a kid in the candy shop, a kid waking up on Christmas morning. What is the gate kickoff? 6:25, 6:30. Can't come soon enough. I'm just ready to go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's ride. Be like Russell Wilson.
Let's ride.
I gotta sign off of maybe the Russell Wilson style. For everybody, thank you for joining. Appreciate you so much. Always check out Time to Ride, your pre and post game show, and check out the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Till next time, we will see you. Let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Oh.